Are you looking for a quick and easy project for leftover quilt squares? Or maybe you have some leftover blocks that you really like, but you haven't been able to incorporate them into any of your quilts. In this video, you'll learn how to display those single blocks when you make this cover that fits over a picture frame. You might find this project so easy that you decide to make multiple little quilts that go along with your decor, or make a blank canvas and change out the individual blocks during the seasons. Ready to begin? You can find the supply list and links to the handout below. I'll be giving directions for a 6-inch block with borders that covers a picture frame. No extra blocks? Don't worry. You'll also find links below to free patterns and videos for many beginner 6-inch blocks. The frame I used for today's project measures about 7 inches by 9 inches around the outside edge. The actual frame size should not be confused with the size of the photo that it carries, which in this case is a 5 by 7. Have a different size frame or block? Never fear. At the end of the video, I'll give you some tips on how to adapt this project to fit any size block or frame. To get started, follow the cutting sizes listed on the handout. You'll need strips for framing your block, along with backing, batting, and fabric for a flange. I'm using different fabric for each section for explanation purposes, but it's okay just to use one fabric for all these pieces. Lay out your top. Put right sides together, sew a 1/4 inch seam, and then press your seams towards the outside edges. Right sides together, stitch 1/4 inch seams, and press towards the outside edges. Your square should measure 10 inches. Take the 9.5 inch square of batting and center it on the back. Pin the layers together and then quilt. I quilted in the ditch on this, but you can use any sort of quilting design. As a matter of fact, these smaller projects are great for practicing new machine quilting stitches. This is the flange that hooks over your frame on the back of your square. Press it in half with the wrong sides together and line it up on your square. Your back will go right sides together over the top, but before you do that, you want to cut a small slit in the top here. We'll use this for turning your piece inside out. Make sure that it's over the flange. Pin all the layers together. Sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way around and then clip the corners. Reach in and turn inside out. If you end up with something that looks like this, don't worry. Just take that flange and turn it around to the back. You can take your scissors or pencil to poke out these corners. I pressed around the edges and now I'm ready to display this pinwheel block. Generally speaking, you want a frame that's taller than your block. If your block and frame are close to the same size, you still might be able to use it as long as you don't add borders. Just make sure that this block is a little bit longer to account for the seams and the width of the frame. Use this worksheet to write down your frame and block measurements, and you'll be able to calculate your personal cutting sizes. One nice thing about this project is that your cover doesn't have to fit perfect. Actually, you want a loose fit rather than a snug fit. If you end up making your cover too long, you can always fool with it a little. Sometimes it's stiff enough to stand up straight. Or you can take a pin and pin a little bit at the top to make it fit just right. Of course, you can always recycle cardboard to make your own frame. Hope you decide to try this project. It's an easy and fun way to use up those extra blocks. I find it also makes a nice hostess gift. So happy you visited learnhowtoquilt.com. You might like to check out our other small projects that make use of leftover blocks. Please share our videos and patterns with your friends. Thanks.